students, welcome back from break. Earlier this morning we spoke about marketing, the importance, significance of marketing in hospitality and tourism sector, and we also discussed some of the current tools and techniques that we widely use for market and market analysis. We spoke about segmentation, targeting, positioning. We spoke about SWOT analysis. We spoke about Porter's 5 forces model. In continuation to that, we are going to be looking at some of the marketing strategies which well-known companies, popular companies in hospitality field have been using it. In line with the same discussion, right now I'm going to be talking about Disney as my subject matter. Disney has been known to attract and creatively use and hold on to kids, young people at a very old age also. It's been known to practice relationship marketing in a very big manner. Today we'll discuss what is relationship marketing, its role and its importance, and we'll also discuss it in line with our subject, that's Disney. How well does it practice relationship marketing on its target audience, and those being the kids. Okay. The snaps that I'm trying to show you is depicting some of the relationships that you'll normally come across in life, in social settings. This one that you probably see is between a father and a son. Now when you're talking about the father and the son, we also have to talk about a most popular figure that is there in the social settings. Here we have Mr. Amitabh Bachchan and his son Abhishek Bachchan. And of course, as you can see from the pictures, it depicts the warmth in the relationships that they also have. This is talking about the relationships between brothers, Sunny Deol and Bobby Deol. Of course, there's another brother which is not there in the picture, that is Abhay Deol. Now this is talking about the relationship between mother and daughters. And who are better than to depict this than Hema Malini and her famous daughters. Now talking about daughters, I will also like to highlight the chivalry, the relationship that the ladies have shared between themselves as sisters. I have two depictions here, the first one being the Shetty sisters, the next one, the latter one being the famous Kapoor sisters. Both of them have some story to tell about their relationships. Every relationship, will have a good and a high note, and will also have a low and a sad note in it. Okay, some relationships are strong, some relationships are weak, some relationships have a positive notion about them, some relationships have a negative feeling about it. But as we say in all in life, there's a balance that we need to strike. Okay. And this is what we'll look at. Disney Disney in 2005 started its campaign called Happiest Celebration on Earth. Now this was a homecoming celebration celebrating or commemorating 50 years of Disney theme parks and resorts, which is famous across the world. I'll just show you a couple of videos to depict what I'm trying to say. These are commercials which went on air in 2005-2006 by Disney, and then the whole promotion campaign is called Let the Memories Begin. Okay. There's another one that I like to share on the same thing. What are some of the things that you notice in these videos, in these commercials? Memories, magic, Disney, lots and lots of kids, and those kids were not of a particular age. They varied in age. Some of them were 5-year-olds, some of them were 10-year-olds, some of them probably in their teens, some of them were probably early adults also. And you saw family members in their 30s, 40s also, sharing, having fun, and this is what Disney is all about. Spreading joy, spreading happiness. And this is what we'll talk about today. This is the kind of relationship that Disney aims to build in the long run with its target audience, and that being the children. A little fact about Disney. Disney was started in 1923. Disney, for people who are not aware or who know this company only as an entertainment company, Disney is beyond, or Disney has ventured beyond the entertainment segment also. It is into theme parks, consumer goods, radio, mobile phones, everything that you can probably imagine from this brand. It's also into clothing line. It's also into opening its own shops, entertainment zones, parlors, everything. And I don't think there's any girl which doesn't dream of Cinderella. And I don't think there's any boy which has not thought about the Prince or Aladdin for that matter. And all these are famous characters which have been the birth seeds of Disney. This is just a rough map of one of its theme parks. The theme parks around the world, there are 11 theme parks that it has. This is about Disney parks and resorts. Started in 1955, the home of Disney's beloved characters. Through this, Disney is trying to give that ambience, that feeling, that warmth, that environment beyond its theme parks also. When people check into the hotels, they should be sharing, they should be a part of that dream, of that magic, of those experiences that people go to Disney parks for particularly. Okay. To give you some more facts, Disney has around 11 theme parks. It has a cruise line which normally caters to the adult clientele. But of course, when I'm emphasizing that, I'll also tell you the swimming pool is shaped in the form of its famous mascot, Mickey Mouse, that is. It has 35 branded hotel rooms in all its theme parks. It has 7 Disney vacation club resorts, and the list boasts around more than 90,000 active members on that club. So you can imagine how successful it's been so far. Now, some of the best ones are mentioned below. The Walt Disney World Resort, Florida. Now, I personally have witnessed this, I have experienced this, and I can tell you, it's one of a lifetime opportunity that you should be going there for. Disneyland Resort Paris. Initially, when it started off, it didn't go on very successful. It wasn't well accepted by people, and there were a lot of geographical, political issues that came up because of its location in Paris, in Europe. And the last one, which has just been a recent phenomenon, was the Tokyo one. And then there's one started in Hong Kong also by Disney. That is the last one. The 11th one was started in Hong Kong by Disney in 2005. What is Walt Disney Company all about? Okay. The parks and resorts typically come under the services sector. So they are all about providing vital, important services, facilities to their customers and to their client. Now we have to understand most of these clienteles, people who come there are primarily coming for one sole reason, and that's leisure. There is no business whatsoever involved in this. So in leisure, what do we expect from people? Of course, there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of color, there's a lot of joy, happiness that has to be there within the environment. Within your staff also, the way you talk to people, the way you greet people, the way you address people has to be very casual, has to be fun-loving, and has to be of all genuine. That is one ingredient that I feel is always the success, is the key to success. If you look at relationship marketing, what is relationship marketing all about? If you look at this, the building of a long-term, loyal, committed and profitable relationships with potential and existing customers through communication and the provision of quality goods and services. Now if you look at it, if we break this down into simple parts, just look at the first line, the building of long-term, loyal, committed and profitable relationships. Slowly and steadily, the companies, the organizations have started understanding and acknowledging the importance of having long-term stable relationships. Now this importance also originates from its economic background. It makes a lot of marketing sense, it makes a lot of economic sense to retain, to have a loyal customer base. And what better way to do that than, you know, have relationship marketing. There are many companies which I know personally are investing millions and millions of dollars into coming up with softwares, into training its people, how to develop relationships, in maintaining databases for its customers. What kind of room does a particular customer prefer? What kind of view does a particular customer prefer? What type of menu does a particular customer always have in the restaurants? So all these are key facts and all these are key data that hospitality companies are vying and fighting for nowadays. Target customers. Now, I think I shouldn't be telling you this anymore. Target customers for Disney is obviously the children, and children and heart. You know, when I say children and heart, it also stands for adults and people who are probably in their 30s, 40s, 50s. If I honestly do a poll and survey in this class for right now, how many of us have stopped watching cartoons in our free time? I think all of us, yes. Some of them will put their hands up, but some of them will look at their partners and will put their hands up. You will feel shy, you will sometimes agree, you will sometimes not agree and open about it. But when does the child inside you stop growing? I think it never does. And the moment it does, then I think your life comes to an end after that. Children have been Disney's major market, that goes without saying. Disney slowly has tried or consciously made efforts to make this transition from being a childhood companion to an adult identity. And that's why it's been started the Disney radio, the Disney channel, which probably caters to the teen clientele, adults and other people also. Family travelers, leisure travelers, sports and adventure tourists, these all are the members of the target customers. Now we look at some of the geographic segregation of all these customers. In Asia, what type of customers normally come to Disney park? In Europe, what type of customers would normally go to a Disney park? And in US, how does it work? Look at Asia, for instance. Very surprisingly, you'll find this. Tokyo Disneyland is the ideal choice for first dates in Japan. First date normally talks about, you know, youngsters in their 16s, 17s or probably early adults, 18 plus, who would like to spend a lot of free time and who would spend, what better place than Disney? On weekdays, 40% of the park visitors are office ladies on dates. And that goes a long way to say that. In Europe, Disney has tied up with, in Europe, what is bigger than sports? And in sports, what is bigger than soccer? Football, as they say. And what is bigger clubs than Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool? So Disney has tied up with Manchester United, and this is a marketing tie-up they have. In US, has a whole variety of services for people from different age groups. Toon Disney, Radio Disney, Disney Visa cards, Disney. So basically Disney is trying to make attempts not to let go people after certain age. It wants to attend, it wants to cater to the needs of people growing at every stage of life. So be it in your 10 years, be it in your teens, be it in your adults, be it in your 30s, be it in your 40s, they have some or the other product or services which will go in with your lifestyle. Now, talking about the market share in some of the major regional continents. Now we look at Asia first. So if we look at US first, these are some of the major players that are there. Six Flags, of course, is very, very famous there, and these are other companies which have decent amount of presence, but there you can clearly make out who's the leader in the entire market, and Disney stands tall in this particular market. Okay, it's been the front leader, and it's still the leader in the market. If you talk about the European market, there it's also to do with the attitude of people, with the personalities of people. People are not so outgoing, people are not so adventurous, and people do not like to go out on the Sundays, weekends and all those things, especially to theme parks. That culture still needs to be inculcated into the society. The Euro Disney, as you can see from the European statistics also, the European Disney also stands tall, is also the market leader in that particular area. Now these reports have been given by Mintel. And in Asia, these are some of the major players that we have: Sega, Space, Tokyo Disneyland. Okay. In Asia, like many other sectors, the hospitality sector, the theme park sector, the recreation also faces the major issue of structure. Most of the theme parks, most of the hotels, most of the resorts are unstructured, are not collaborated, and do not put up a joint front forward. So that's why they are not able to collect a lot of data and information on that behalf. Talking about some specific marketing strategy which Disney takes in these specific regions. In US, what are some of the areas it looks at? Emotional equity, emotional quotient is the key for selling products or selling services. As you probably saw from that advertisement, we noticed the first advertisement where the kids were jumping with joy and they were happy and they were hugging their parents, and Disney. I'm telling you, I mean, you can't give a better Christmas gift than, giving a child a week-long vacation at any Disney resort. That opportunity comes only once in a lifetime. Disney has now ventured into land-based tours called Adventures by Disney, probably aiming at a higher age group of children. Disney has launched various services to retain maturing clienteles. Some examples of that is the mobile, the credit cards, the radio, the TV channels. All these are examples for that. In Paris or in Europe, typically, how does it market itself? Walt Disney is trying to capitalize its brand name that it's created over the years. It also tied up with Manchester United, which is also big in its own area. And along with that, it offers various segments, various activities for people, basically outdoors. In Asia, because of the culture, because of the society that we belong to, it's very much going to theme parks, going to resorts, is still very much of a family affair. You normally find a person who's in his teens, or a person who's probably in his early adult age of 18 plus, 19, 20 years, who would still be accompanied by his parents. In western part, in the western countries like US and Canada, you'd probably find this scarce. I mean, people would find this a little surprising. Normally, kids after 12 years, 14 years, 16 years, 18 years would probably go independently or with their friends rather than going out with their families together to theme parks and places of enjoyment, movies also for that matter.